What's up, gang? I'm JB, also known as J Billy, also known as J Billy the God, also known as King JB, Nikki Lewinsky, Nikki the Ninja, Nikki the Barb, Nikki the Hop. Not fucking job. But listen, I'm JB, and this is the That's That on That podcast. Basically, this is going to be a podcast about me just giving my open, honest, and non-biased opinion on everything via situations, scenarios, world news, regular news, celebrity news, commentary, and you also, just to give you a quick synopsis of everything and what to look forward to, you also will be listening to me and my rotating co-host having, shall I say, open and honest conversations, basically about everything. It's up from here. We got to start. It's the first episode. Welcome to the That's That on That podcast. #TTOT podcast. Going back to it being a trend. Like I said earlier, I don't really follow trends, so I don't necessarily care about the GP and what they think and me trying to follow everything that's going on. I feel like that is the main reason why everybody's screaming and hollering and posting their New Year, New Me posts. I'm not going to do this. And then that one meme, I know everybody have seen it. That one meme of the girl that's stepping up from, I guess, the year before to the next year, and she holding a bag with, I guess you can say, aspirations and whatever else in there. Stepping into what she's, going to be doing and leaving behind what she doesn't want. Tired of seeing that meme too. That meme's been going around for the last 5-6 years. Delete all that shit. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, back to going back to it being a trend. It's like, okay, it's cool, but it's annoying to see. Do what you need to do, cool. Like I said, I'm on my business. But if it's on my TL, I'm just like, okay, keep that same energy. You keep hollering, you doing this, you ain't talking to whomever else. You gonna be yang, foo-la-la, and with whomever else. You ain't gonna be doing this, you ain't gonna do. Keep that same energy come January 2nd. I don't want to be like, oh, yeah, I'm not with such and such no more because it's 2021. Oh, I had to leave that motherfucker back in 2020. Yang. Okay, cool. But why do you have to wait until the next year to do it? Why do you have to give it a time period? If you really truly feel that you're not going to be, messing with a person or talking to anybody or whomever else, or whatever habit that you have that you want to break, why do you have to wait? That's all I'm saying. It's just, like I said, it's a trend. It's a trend that a lot of people like to follow. I mean, trends, I guess, is okay. Ish. Whatever. It is what it is. However, I do see, I understand. I can't really say I understand why a lot of people do it. But I can understand why a lot of people do. I understand you want to refresh and you want to change and you want to move, and you want to just basically become new or whatever. And that's not a problem. Once again, for the third time, growth is a beautiful thing. That's not a problem. My thing is stick with it. Stick with it. Because I don't want to be seeing or hearing, oh, I'm doing this, that, and that, or I'm not doing this, that, and that, and then boom, you fall back into your old ways. Because I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna be like, hey, yeah, you. I don't give a fuck. That's just me. I don't care. At that point, necessarily, I'm not a person that really, I'm an actions person. I don't really care about people's words. Anybody can say anything. However, comment, if you do give me a word or you give me your word, I'm going to hold you to it. As much as that sounds like a contradiction, it's really not. It's really simple. I'm going to hold you to what the fuck you said, but I still got in the back of my head that words ain't shit. Honestly. And I'm not going to be surprised if you don't do what the fuck you said you was going to do. That's just me and that's just people. But whatever. once again, like I said, I do agree with with people trying to change and I guess leaving people back. For me, I'm not, like I said, I'm Block King. I'm not going to wait to next week, next year, next month, or whatever the case may be to cut you off. If I feel like you're toxic in my life, you're not bringing me any good energy, any good juju. If you just all around just not for me, if I'm not fucking with your vibe no more, I'm just going to cut you off. That is what it is. It's no beef. There's no beef. There's no, I want to fight. There's no, I'm going to be talking bad about you. And I'm just not. I'm just going to leave you where you at. Sometimes you just have to leave people where they stand. And yes, 2020 definitely, for the most part, definitely confirmed who your real friends are. For the most part. I can't really fully say that, but I can agree with it to a certain extent. For me in my personal life, I definitely can agree with it. If you know me, you know situations. But I'm not, we'll discuss that later on in the story time. I'll let y'all know what's going on or what has been going on. All those in the past, don't nobody really care about them. Folks, it's just a story of, another chapter in my life that's closed. The door is closed. The door, I do quote, the door is closed. Use that everywhere if you're going to be discussing what you hear. Eventually, I want to branch off into giving some story times about my life, and doing reviews, entertainment reviews via movies, music, TVs, anything just basically about what's going on. You're also going to hear current topics and current news, current trends. We're also going to be having what I would like to call vibe sessions. I'll just explain that once I actually drop those. And to round off, maybe monthly. I haven't really figured out when I wanted to do the episodes, but I will periodically do mental health awareness episodes. That's something that's close to me, something that's close to my family, something that's close to my friends and my surroundings. So that's something I also would like to actually be doing. So yeah, pretty much without further ado, this is episode 1 of That's That on That Podcast, #TTOT podcast. This episode is going to be focused on the trend, New Year, New Me. And I basically just wanted to speak upon that just because it's like simple shit. I feel like it's just like a bunch of bullshit. Everybody's always screaming and hollering, New Year, New Me every year. And then, 2 days later, it's the same you, New Year, bullshit. You're still a shitty person. And I mean, to each his own. It's fine. Do what you need to do. I mind my business over here at, Condo JB. Low-key an apartment, but mind your business. We're not talking about that. I honestly, it annoys me every year because it's a trend, and I'm not necessarily one to follow trends. And then also, I'm just like, what's the point? What's the point? Like, New Year, New You. Why do you have to wait for it to be a new year? Why do you have to put a date on? Oh, I want to change this in my life. Oh, I want to change that in my life. It's like, it's okay to be a new person. Growth is a beautiful thing, but if that growth, why you got to be like, oh, yeah, I'll wait until December 31st, 12 o'clock. I'm just going to transform like I'm a Decepticon or some bullshit onto a whole new person. Oh, I'm cutting this person off. I'm not talking to you. My favorite line is, oh, if you're not talking to me now and in 2021, I'm not going to be talking to you no more. You can stay where you're at. Ying, ying, ying. Bullshit. Once again, bullshit. Once again, it's just like, why do you have to wait to A, cut a person off, B, to become whatever you want to be, which is okay. Like I said before, growth is a beautiful thing. Be who you want to be. But why wait? It's like, oh, maybe I need to enjoy the rest of whatever the fuck so I can actually change it. It's just like, I can understand that as well, but it's just like, it's a bunch of bullshit. Because you just really just following the trend. And then I say it's bullshit because, like I said, the trend, okay, I'm only going to do this because, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, because I do know people that actually make a change. But it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of motherfuckers out here, especially with social media. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm cutting this person off. I'm doing this. Yang, yang, yang. Whoop-de-whoop-whoop-whoop. Whatever. Okay. And then here come January 7th, and here you are, the same person you was back in 2020 and everything else, like that. I mean, New Year, new you, right? What happened to that? What happened to you cutting off Jaquan and whomever the fuck else, right? I mean, now we just all looking at the same dumb ditzy bitch, huh? That's just me. It annoys me because it's just like, why? You shouldn't have to have a time period on what you want to change in your life or who you don't want in your life, and who you really, you know what I mean? Like, who you want to surround yourself with. I mean, my thing is, if you want to do that, that's great, that's cool, no judgment, whatever. But as opposed to sitting here trying to get your last hurrah, do what the fuck you need to do now. How about, hey, let me not wait 2, 3, 4 months to next year to go and do what I need to do, or let me not wait till next week or to the end of December 31st, 11:59 to cut half of my phone list off. I'm a block king. I block everybody. If you know me, do some fuck shit, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna block you. And then, I mean, it is what it is. I have no problem with cutting anybody off, and it's not bad, but it's bad at the same time, because it's like the emotional detachment of it all is like a little scary. For some people, not for me, because I lived with this shit for 22 years. But whatever. What's up, gang? Looking to start a new podcast? Let me put y'all on game real quick. I got 2 words for you. Anchor FM. It's the quickest and easiest way to start a new podcast. First off, it's free. They also have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone and from your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast out for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You also can make money from it with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Going back to the cutting, I guess you can say the cuttation of it all, the cutting of people off and whomever else. The whole, if we don't talk now, you're not making it in my life in 2021. I get it. I understand. That's cool. That's cute. Whatever. Nobody gives a fuck. At least for me, when I see this shit, nobody gives a fuck. Okay, cool, whatever, great. They're not gonna make. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody give. Not one fuck. Not 2 fucks. Not a red fuck or a blue fuck. We don't care. If that's what you want to do, great. Nobody, obviously, we don't want to be in your life. If I'm not talking to you now, why the fuck would I want to go to 2021 with you? If I didn't even fuck with you in 2020, get it together, whatever. But I said all that to say, sometimes it is a 2-way street. And I mean, this is just a life lesson. Everybody, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people don't really want to take accountability in relationships, whether it be friendships, family, regular relationships, or whatever the case may be. Nobody really wants to be like, oh, okay, cool. Everybody wants to be, this person's talking to me, or this person's not talking to me, so I'm not going to talk to them. As opposed to, hey, maybe this person just possibly might be going through something, or maybe this person doesn't have the ability to reach out, or can't, or, reach out, or whatever the case may be, for whatever reason. Just playing devil's advocate. It's like, maybe I should go out and let me just reach out. Let me just, see what's up. And, spark up a conversation. Because maybe that person feels the same way about you. You know what I mean? And that's the real coffee. But I'm out of my business. It's like, it's a two-way street, honestly. And I think nobody really want to notice or acknowledge that it's always a two-way street. And I can say that for myself. It's easier to be like, fuck that person. I'm not banging with them because they don't talk to me anymore. My feelings are hurt. As opposed to somebody saying, or just even assessing that their feelings are hurt. And as opposed to jumping the gun and jumping to conclusion and just trying to cut a person out. I'm a victim of this myself, unfortunately. Don't judge me. I'm getting right with God, right? But as opposed to, jump to conclusion and just cut them off like a all for saying, you're not making it to make 2020, make 2021. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? As opposed to doing that, reach out. Now, after you reach out, if the motherfucker keep doing the same shit that they was doing before, all right, fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them, they mama, they daddy, they auntie, they uncles, whomever else. But once again, you don't have to wait until 2021 or whatever else to say fuck them. Once you reach out and if it's the same result, I mean, you tried, then do what the fuck you need to do. Then I'm not care with them no longer. And I mean, that's just that on that, no plug. To sum all of that up, basically, it's the same thing. Like I said, New Year, New Me is a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. If you can't stick with whatever you said, whatever you say you want to do, it's a bunch of bullshit. I don't want to see it. Secondly, shut the fuck up. Because if you're not about that action, there's no need to say anything or to, do anything else. And that brings me to my next point, which we'll talk about after this quick commercial break. Bringing me to my next topic, which is basically New Year's resolution. It's also another trend. Basically, New Year, New Me, it's the same shit as New Year resolution. Honestly, I feel the same way. It's nothing else more I really can say about it. It is what it is. And, New Year's resolution is a crock of bullshit too, if you can't stick to it. Hear me good. If you cannot stick to it, it is a crock of bullshit. Don't even waste your time of even trying to plan. Because it's really just like, it's, to me, it's sad. I mean, I understand sometimes it's hard. Some people just don't have the self-discipline and or willpower, if we must, say it, to stick to whatever they have. Whether it be, I want to go on a diet, or I'm going to start going to the gym, or, I'm not going to smoke cigarettes. And for y'all motherfuckers that are out there smoking cigarettes, Newport 100, Virginia Slims, any type of cigarette, if it's white and has an orange tip, or if it's just white with a white tip, go to hell. Those let me stop because my mom smokes cigarettes. But seriously, those are nasty. Yeah, you should really get rid of those. I know it's hard to chew gum, get a patch, take up a hobby, start to knit, start to paint, do something more than smoking cigarettes. If you need to punch the air, join kickboxing. Kickboxing is actually pretty active. Shout out to Camila. It's my cousin that actually had me going. It's pretty good. I don't know why I stopped, but it's pretty good. Y'all should really do that, even if you don't smoke cigarettes. Like kickboxing. Just pick up a new habit. I know it's hard, and I mean it's easier said than done. Who am I to really judge? I'm JB, J Billy the God, J Billy Nikki Lewinsky, Nikki. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm just really like, that's just my opinion on it. It is what it is. And going back to it being a trend, and like I said, it never really lasts. It's like if you're going through the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, and I know they say sometimes you got to try over and over and over again just for you to actually sit here and actually, master it or try to actually go through with it. It's just like after a while, like, I'm gonna need you to do some digging, do some soul searching, figure out why you can't do this, why you're so attached to whatever it is that you want to get rid of. Excuse me. it's just like, it's just, I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it because I don't know. Honestly, I think it probably just makes people feel better about themselves. A, that they know that they're following the trend, and B, I guess that they got something to look forward to, or a plan, or to try to keep track of, and basically have a goal to achieve. The thing is, that's all good and dandy, but it's like, if you know you have a goal to achieve, why stop? And I can see the other side of it all. Being, I can't just have I understand certain situations, certain circumstances, prohibit people to actually finish and actually do what they want to do. But I mean, I think it's mind over matter type of thing. And it's just like, once you program your mind to really think and do and process things a certain way, that'll probably make it easier. But I mean, until then, stop posting this shit on social media. I'm tired of seeing it. Thank you. Now, I took the initiative just out of curiosity to really just figure out, okay, I have my opinions on why, and I have my reasons, or not necessarily reasons, but I have my thoughts on why do people stop, and what makes somebody say something, not necessarily say something, why do people want to commit to something and then never, see it out. And I just went to the good old Googler, and I found this article, and I'm not going to read the whole article. Once again, if you know me, I'm not into reading paragraphs. I'm sorry. I went to college. I graduated high school. I ain't trying to read none of that shit. I don't have time for it. Unless it's about some shimani, I don't want to read it. Or if it's about my STEMI, I don't want to read it. But I found this article, and it's on businessinsiders.com. It's by Mark Abibi, and it actually was posted 6 hours ago from today. Today is January 1st, and it's approximately 3:40 p.m. Eastern. And it reads, or should I say, it's titled, "A psychotherapist says there are 3 common reasons so many people in New Year's resolution end in failure." A psychotherapist says there are 3 common reasons so many people's New Year's resolutions end in failure. And I'm just going to read y'all the basic 3 points. Once again, I'm not reading the articles. If you would like to find the articles, the URL, the website, once again, is businessinsider.com. They also have an app. I believe it's on the App Store and also Google Play. No, this is not paid sponsorship. If y'all are on here and you guys do want to pay me, let me know. My number is whatever. So whenever this decides to load, because my Wi-Fi sometimes is trash, they say number 1 rule is your resolution isn't specific enough. And just basically hearing that, it's just basically basic knowledge. It's not specific enough to what you want to do. How do you want to do it? Where do you want to specifically be once you're done, or once you're done doing what you claim you want to do? Why do you want to do it? Where do you feel like you're going to end up when you're done doing it? It's not either. You're just not specific enough. The second one is, after 45,000 years of this trying to load, it says you aren't framing them positively. And basically, I kind of want to say it's self-explanatory, but I got to read it myself to see what the hell they're talking about. So they're basically saying, stop. It's basically how you're speaking about it, or how you're wording your resolution. Basically saying, as opposed to saying, hey, I need to stop being a bitch and stop being so mean to people. It's like you can really just frame it, in their words, positively, and basically saying, what can make me more kinder? How I would like to express and elaborate my feelings a little bit better to people to understand or I want to elaborate, express my feelings towards a situation or a person in an effective and conducive way to me not being so rude and nasty. So nasty and so rude. Y'all know where that's from? Comment below. And for the third one, they said the resolution isn't about you, honestly. And to me, that just basically means, you're not really saying anything that you want. And that's really going back to the whole thing that's really a trend. Like a lot of people like to say, just for cliche, oh, yeah, I'm going to get back into the gym. Oh, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. Or, oh, I'm going to start, eating healthy, going to church. I'm not the victim of going to church. Not a victim of going to church, but a victim of saying, oh, I'm going to go back to church. And unfortunately, here I am. But just to give y'all a quick excerpt, not even really excerpt, let me give you a quick line of the article for the third bullet. Your resolution isn't about you. They say, another major obstacle people facing is the tendency to make New Year's resolutions that don't reflect what they actually want. The biggest culprits are dieting and exercising trends. Albert said, but it can apply to any number of goals, like a career-related goal inspired by what you think other people expect of you. Stopping right there, basically saying you only trying to appease other people following a trend. Oh, let me just hop on the bandwagon of, oh, this is my New Year's resolution. Anyway, this is my New Year's resolution, and it's based on, oh, what is Jake over there, Jake at State Farm thinks. So what is Alicia over there? What is she going to think about how I'm doing this? Oh, they're doing this over there, so let me just hop on the bandwagon and join with them. I don't want to be left out neither. And I mean, that's sad. That's sad. That's sad that you really, I ain't necessarily going to say kids and whatever else, because their kids are not fully mentally developed. But if you're an adult and you're doing that, get you some help. You need some milk. Get you some help. ASAP, hold the Rocky. Like, it's just sad. At the end of the day, why? Why do I need to be doing what somebody else is doing for acceptance or something like that? It's just like, it's really sad. You really need to know your own worth. And you got some explaining to do to somebody. Sure, you got some explaining to do to yourself. You got to really get that in check and figure out why it is that you want to be quote unquote liked or quote unquote accepted or quote unquote let me just hop on and do what they're doing because they're doing it, because it's a trend. And once again, that they're just basically saying you're not going to ever stick to something that you say that, this is going to be your resolution. Never going to stick to a resolution if it's not really for you. If it's not something that's going to personally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually benefit you, or it's really something that you truly want or you truly need to get, you're never going to stick to it, because your intentions basically aren't genuine. They're just basically trying to people please and please the people that's watching you, your quote unquote audience. And that's sad. But I mean, to each his own. And I can't even really say to each his own. I don't want to see it. Because if I see it and if I know you, I'm going to call you out and I'm going to let you know, this what you're doing, this ain't it. This ain't it right, Sean. This ain't it right, Sean. You need, my friend, you need to get it together. You need to be an individual. You need to not want to be like the collective, the GP, general public. That's just sad to me. But I mean, fuck am I gonna do? I'm just here doing a podcast in my closet. Anyway, that's just me. I'm just basically gonna end it off with probably what I'm gonna be ending off all of my podcasts with, which basically is this. It's probably gonna be off brand not necessarily off brand. It's gonna be off topic, but I'm just letting everybody know everything is a choice. In life, you have choices. Personally, you have choices. You choose to be the way that you are. Now get that Sometimes people make you or just basically skew your mentality of it all. Of course, your upbringing and everything else like that. That's psychology, and we go through that on a whole nother episode of TTOT podcast. We'll talk about that later. But as an adult, life is a choice. You choose to do, you choose to say, you choose to be, and to basically want to sum it up to just be positive. Be out there. Can I say that? I can say that. Be positive. Just choose to be positive. It's a lot of negativity in the world. It's a lot of negativity around you. It's all types of spirits and everything else like that. And energy. Energy is one thing. And once again, that is another subject that we'll cover on another episode of TTOT. But be kind to people and others. You never know what somebody's going through. You never know what is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And why choose to be negative when you can choose to be positive? So basically, choose positivity. And I'm Jay Billy, and I'm signing off. This is the first episode of That's That on That podcast. Leave comments below. If you would like to email me, the email is TTOTpodcast9@gmail.com. I think you can leave voice messages on Anchor. I'm not too sure. I'm still figuring everything out. And pretty much, y'all have a good day.